Okay, folks, welcome back to another fantastic edition of Opali Presents Know Your Pros. Today's guest, we have Jeri Doyle of Graphix, Ventura County. And Graphix is a full-service digital printing business based over in Oxnard, California. And at Graphix, they say graphics is design, create, print. They do vinyl, signage, apparel. They are the service that you need to know if you're trying to put vinyl on anything out there. Jeri, thank you so much for being a guest with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Jeri, of course, you are kind of a figurehead in the printing biz here in Ventura County, along with your partner, Armando. You guys have a very reputable business. You do the wraps on vehicles for the city of Oxnard's fleets. You have a contract with the Santa Paula Police Department. You actually wrap these police vehicles, which I didn't know you could get a contract like that. But until I met you at Graphix, that was all kind of a mystery to me. So you guys not only provide a killer service, but you have deep community ties here. And I want to understand how Graphix got its start in the first place. Can you give us a little bit of that backstory, why that business kind of bloomed?
Yeah, well, Armando, that's the owner, and he started out in graphic design. He started working for some of these very large sign companies. And back when he started, Graphic's been around since 2017. He's doing that maybe 5, 7 years before he was doing graphic design. And I think he saw, as he's putting up these signs and whatnot, that he saw there was something missing. And, you could almost put signs on like vehicles. And that's kind of what took him in that direction, was being able to be a little more creative as a graphic designer. And then that's when the vehicle wraps were starting to come out. And so he kind of took that and ran with that. So.
Okay. And Armando too, we talked before we started shooting this. He is like also Mr. In-house designer as well, right?
That's right. That's right. Yep. He does everything in-house from start to finish. And that's something that's really cool about our company.
You told me too that you guys just hired on somebody else to do in-house design work alongside Armando, and something that like I was kind of surprised by before here was that not often do you find like a vinyl wraps company or a print shop that does their design in-house. Most of the time they're farming it out. They're, giving their clients back a really long turnaround time to getting their desired product, right?
Yeah, that's definitely right. We have companies that call us. I probably get 20 phone calls a day from companies asking us if we can give them our designs, and they can digitize things for us or vectorize things and create logos. So I think that's something that definitely sets us apart, is from basically start to finish, unless you come, with your own logo and a design and actually how you want it, something we can do. And Armando and our designer, they have a lot of creativity and a lot of background and experience to where they can take your ideas and really bring them to life for you. So that's something that sets us apart from a lot of different companies.
Yeah, and you guys being in this specific industry, it seems mostly natural that a designer would start a print shop. Most designers simply go into creating a graphic design business, something maybe a little bit rinky-dink, but I mean, like it transformed into this big company that's, like I said at the top, well regarded throughout Ventura County. How did you come through and get into this world, this printing world, Jeri? I always ask, like, why did you pick this industry, or how did this industry find you? Do you have like a story yourself about that?
So I was telling Armando, what was it? There's a book series called A Series of Unfortunate Events. And I
Yeah,
actually, I
yeah.
actually lost my job as an office manager during the pandemic. I was an office manager for American Leak Detection. And when I lost my job for that, I stumbled upon an ad for, needing an office and a productions manager. So I responded to that ad, and here I am, going on 3 years later. So it's been really cool, actually, and I enjoy it because every job is kind of different and unique. So you don't get bored. Although I'm not creating the designs, the people that I'm working with and stuff like that, it's all different kind of people, and the jobs are different every time. So it stays it's fun and it's something new every day.
You know, and every time I talk to an admin at any kind of business that I'm engaging in, I always like pump them up to a certain degree, and I don't do it just to, get on their good side. I do it because I know how much extra work it takes to be that ops manager, to be that admin, to be like the neck, right, that turns the head of the business.
Right. Hmm.
Because without that, like you're really, I guess, I don't know, stuck in a neck brace, if you will. You got no direction and you're not pivoting and going in different spaces. Um, so you bring a ton of value to the business. And I see you each week in BNI, which is great too. Um, I wanted you to elaborate real quick on what you talked about a couple of minutes ago, the big difference in business that Graphix offers over those other local print shops. We talked about like how you guys aren't fly by night. You guys are doing all of your own design work in-house. But in terms of what you see being the real difference and the customer experience difference, what is that?
You know, like we've had a lot of customers that call us and they say, I've tried to contact other companies and I haven't heard back from them, for about a month, and we're trying to get some job done. So something that I think and that definitely keeps us on our toes and busy here is from, when the customer calls in, I deal with the customer and I take, their what kind of job they're looking to get all their information. And then that goes over to Armando or our other designer who creates a design, and then it bounces back to me and I send it to the customer to communicate, hey, do you like this? Do you want to make some changes? If they say it's good to go, great. Then I send it back to Armando, who sets it up for print. We print that out, and then then I call the client and we schedule an install if it's vinyl, something like that. And from there, yeah, so it's just bouncing back and forth from Armando and myself, our other designers. So it's our little, our trio over here that we keep everything is really close knit and a lot of good communication. So I think that's definitely a different experience. I always have customers telling us how great the communication is and customer services on our end.
Right. Well, I mean, the reason why we shoot this show is because we want to profile local businesses who do it to serve their community and to create an experience for that client that is more personal, more impactful to that local business owner or to that homeowner or to whoever might need their services. And, what I see with Graphix is that from beginning to end, to the birth of an idea, to the execution of that product, I mean, to that being printed out and delivered to the customer, it doesn't leave that house at Graphix, which is beautiful. I mean, you guys have your hands on every single angle of the project, which is special and not something that you see, especially in these outsourced, offshore types of businesses these days, right?
Right, exactly. And it's a good way too is, how we keep attention to detail and what, something that the client's really looking for, because they obviously they want to promote their company or whatever idea they have. They want it to look great, but not only is what they're promoting, promoting them, but it's also that's us too out there and that's our name out there. And so we also want to give the client something awesome so they can be happy with what they have, as well as, being able to say that, oh yeah, Graphix did that and that looks good for us.
Right, right. Well, your workmanship speaks for itself, and the greatest advertisement is having it plastered on the side of vehicles all around Ventura County every single day. So that's fantastic. Jeri, before we wrap this thing up, tell our viewers out there how they can get in touch with you, Jeri Doyle, and the Graphix team. You guys have a whole lot of social presence. You got a great website. Tell us where people can find you.
Yeah, you can find us online. We have our website is Graphix, and that's spelled Phix, VC.com. So graphixvc.com. And then we have our Instagram, one for specifically wraps, if that's what you're into, or any kind of vinyl, which is Graphix_wraps. And then we have our apparel and our signage at Graphix_signs. And then, of course, you can contact us anytime. I'll be the one answering the phone at the front desk at 805-210-5200. That's where we're at.
Folks, Jeri is a really important person to know. A very friendly, lady as well, and she is a representative of a killer business, a great local business. Find all of the stuff she just mentioned here in the description of the video. Click on all of those sweet Instagram links in the website link. Give them some business. Like if you're looking for any sort of print services, any kind of design work that you need done, Jeri, Armando, the team at Graphix. They're the ones to call. But Jeri, that wraps it up for us. It's been so fun to chat with you and get to know your business a little bit deeper. I hope that now folks out there can really know their pros with Jeri Doyle and the Graphix team. Thanks for stopping by.
Awesome. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it.
Know your pros.